The following are suggested classroom strategies for varied types of learners. Accept. Valid point. Collaborative intelligence is true.
During a language class, Matchett is using to parent teaching. What is his second focus?
Right choice. Teaching to Trey and Cindy's understanding is the best answer.
The following are all examples of classroom strategies for Word Smart Learns, except Bravo! Writing simple song is the answer. Teaching strategies in which the teacher let the teacher use conducting role-playing.
Well picked. Interpersonal intelligence is the correct answer. The following are the integrative ladder of integrative teaching strategies, except On track. Humans right is the correct answer. Key behaviors essential for effective teaching include all of the following, except You got it. Your choice interesting stories is right. It is a well-defined procedure used to accomplish a specific activity or task. Sharp thinking. Teaching technique is the right choice. Which of the following skills is not used when teaching social studies skills? Solid response. Procedural skills is a valid choice. It is teaching students by directly involving them in a learning experience. You chose experiential instruction, and it is correct. Using graphic organizer is an example of what types of classroom strategies? Great thinking. Visual spatial intelligence is the right choice. Reflective learning strategies deal with a dash that students must solve. Correct response. Problem is the most accurate answer. All are types of classroom strategies for varied types of learners except. Well reasoned. World Smart is the correct choice. What is one way to deal with the problem of teaching mixed ability classes? Smart move. Using different materials is an accurate answer. Which of the following strategies does not cater interactive instruction? Well done. Lecture is the right choice. They develop the ability to deal with linguistic information effectively. Strong choice. Direct or cognitive strategies is the right answer. In scientific approach in teaching mathematics, the first step is to dash. Perfect. Identify problem is the correct choice. What is the promotion of problem solving rather than content recognition? Good job. Your answer highlight the teaching incident works well here. Why is it important to model reading strategies to children of all ages? Great job. Before they become automatic is the accurate answer. An interdisciplinary approach that uses questions to organize learning. Correct. Focusing inquiry is the right answer. Which teaching style where the teacher is the exclusive decision maker? Nice work. You chose command, and it is correct. It is a long-term plan of action designed to achieve a particular goal. Smart pick. Teaching strategy is the correct choice. What type of strategies can be used to make Excel engaging for students? Excellent choice. Tremors is the right answer. What is an important factor for the effectiveness of small group work? You're right. Giving students cooperative learning strategies.
is the correct answer. Creating cartoon is an example of what types of classroom strategies. Excellent. Visual spatial intelligence is a brilliant choice.
These teaching strategies belongs to verbal linguistics intelligence.
Nice selection. Conducting panel interview is the correct and valid answer. Interdisciplinary approach that students encourage to ask questions. Nicely done. Focusing inquiry is a solid answer. Teaching strategies can be grouped into two overarching categories. Good thinking. Direct and indirect is the right answer. A model of teaching where normal classroom practice is reversed is. Exactly. Flipped model makes sense and it is right choice. What type of classroom strategies use a variety of physical skills? Right again. Bodily kinesthetic intelligence is a valid answer. It refers to the teacher's philosophical orientation to teaching. Clear logic. Your choice instructional model is sound and 100% true. What standards does Discovery Education help teachers implement? Nice selection. All of these is the correct and valid answer. COP strategy can be used while teaching the following subjects. Perfect. All of the above is the correct choice. Which of the following strategies manifests independent study? Clear logic. Your choice computer-assisted instruction is sound and 100% true. Learners become creators of knowledge rather than recipients. Smart pick. Focusing inquiry is the correct choice. What is the last important step when scaffolding in teaching? Good job. Your answer, take down the scaffolding so students can complete independently, works well here. Which of the following is not an addressed teaching strategy? Solid response. Self-regulation is a valid choice. What is a critical component of reflective teaching practice? Valid point. Consistent self-assessment is true. Analogy, media learning, integration blended learning, dash. Exactly. Online and traditional makes sense and it is right choice. How can technology be integrated into mathematics education? Excellent. By incorporating educational apps or online games is a brilliant choice. How many strategies are being shown directly on the slides? Correct response. 5 is the most accurate answer. How many strategies do students use in reciprocal teaching? You chose 4, and it is correct. Which of the following does not define innovative teaching? Well-reasoned. None of the above is the correct choice. Asynchronous teaching and learning, i.e. email, using and LUMS. Well picked. Online guide learning is the correct answer. A well-organized strategy anchored on real-life situation. Nice work. You chose integrative teaching strategies, and it is correct. Students exhibit mastery when they explain or teach others. Excellent choice. Peer teaching is the right answer. What is one of the primary benefits of reading strategies? You got it? Your choice boosting comprehension of the text is right. Which of the following best describes reading strategies? Great job. A process, not a check on a checklist, is the accurate answer.
What is the importance of a teaching learning plan?
Nicely done. It helps in efficient use of class time is a solid answer.
The following are suggested classroom strategies except.
You're right. International is the correct answer. Which of the following is a characteristic of pedagogy? Well done. Learners teaching and learning from one another is the right choice.
It is a systematic, structured, and sequential teaching.
Correct. Direct instruction is the right answer. The following are examples of flipped classroom except. Sharp thinking. Socratic seminar is the right choice.
The integration of learning with language teaching aims.
Right again. Content-based instruction is a valid answer.
Differentiated teaching is demonstrated when the teacher.
Strong choice. Uses targeted interventions to remediate learning difficulties is the right answer.
What is the true purpose of highlight incident teaching?
Great thinking. Is promoting group work and social skills development is the right choice.
Podcast can be classified under what teaching strategy?
On track. Technology integration is the correct answer.
Which of these strategies is the most student-centered?
Smart move. Reflective learning inquiry is an accurate answer, which is not a teaching-oriented strategy for students. Good thinking. Teaching from textbooks is the right answer.
How many teaching-oriented strategies do students have?
Right choice. 5 is the best answer.
The following are computer teaching strategies, except.
Bravo. The social media is the answer.
Under what type of teaching strategy activity is this?
Great job. Collaborative is the accurate answer.
Adapt what, when, and how we are teaching each student.
Solid response. Personalized learning is a valid choice.
This teaching strategy is useful in discovering rules.
Nice work. You chose inductive learning, and it is correct.
Gallery walk is an example of what teaching strategy?
Bravo. Active learning is the answer.
What is the main focus of differentiated instruction?
Clear logic. Your choice reacting to the diverse learning styles in every classroom is sound and 100% true.
Read about online teaching, community of practice.
Good thinking. CPD is the right answer.
It is also known as instructional strategies.
Right choice. Teaching strategies is the best answer.
What is the goal of active learning strategies?
Well reasoned. To make students learn more, better, and smarter is the correct choice.
Is one of the general tips for remote teaching.
Perfect. Careful use of breakout rooms is the correct choice.
Metacognitive strategies empower students too.
Nice selection. Think about their thinking is the correct and valid answer.
What is not a performance-oriented teaching?
Strong choice. Learning from textbooks and in the classroom only is the right answer.
How do reading strategies empower children?
Smart pick. By giving them tools to figure out difficult texts is the correct choice.
high-yield instructional strategies are.
Excellent. All the above is a brilliant choice.
How many teaching strategies are there?
On track. 5 is the correct answer.
What is the theme of the conference? You got it. Your choice: sustainable innovations in education. Retool, renew, reset is right. Select the one which is not a hit. Nicely done. Pastoral care is a solid answer. The first step of teaching is. You chose decoding, and it is correct. What does HIT stand for? Correct. High impact teaching strategies is the right answer. Pedagogy is the study of.
Exactly. Teaching methods make sense and it is right choice.
What are HITs? Excellent choice. 10 instructional practices that increase student learning is the right answer. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format. Valid point. Contact Narayan Changda is true.